So I hear you want to rent property in Nigeria. Okay. Well, I'm Iffy, and this is Real Talk with Iffy, and I'm going to give you the realness about renting today, okay? Roll the tape. All right, guys. Yes. Yes. Ep.5. Oh, upside down. Talking about renting today. I'm going to give y'all a lot. I'm not going to give you everything because if you want everything, you're going to have to pay for my services, but I'm going to give you a lot. All right, guys. So, welcome back to Real Talk with Iffy. And yes, you're talking about renting a house in Nigeria, which, first of all, you're renting for the year, not for months, right? It's for the year. You're dropping a year's worth of rent. You're not going month by month. So, that's the first thing. Okay. But okay, let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about it because I had a rude awakening when I got here. So, let's talk about the first thing. When you are renting in Nigeria, you're renting an empty box. Empty, empty. I didn't understand how empty it is when you're renting. There's nothing. Now, you can rent a furnished house, but one, it's expensive. Two, if the furniture is not new, which sometimes it is when it's a freshly newly built house, but most times it's not. So that means people have been living on that furniture and you don't know who they were. So just take that into account. They do have places that will come out and steam for you if you want to. But yes, you can get a furnished rental. Okay. But they're expensive. Okay. So if you're not getting the furnished rental, you're getting an empty house. Empty, empty. Okay. So empty. All right. So stove, refrigerator, microwave, dishwasher if you want one, washing machine, which in America and other places, like usually you have your own washing machine. Sometimes you don't, but everything. There's nothing in there. There's not even a stove top a lot of the times. No lie. You have to buy your own stove top. Okay. Air conditioners. Okay. And the air conditioners are the ones that you put up on the wall for every single room. So let's say you have a 5-bedroom house, 3 floors, 2 living rooms, and a kitchen. You're going to want to put one in every bedroom plus the 2 living rooms and the kitchen, because if you do not put one in the kitchen, it's going to feel like you're cooking in hell. So put an air in the kitchen, okay? Let it be the last one you get, but get it eventually so that you can have peace, okay? So yeah, take that into account. I would say for a good air conditioner, you're gonna probably pay 250 to 350 or more. I've seen them up to $800. It just depends, but you can get a decent one for like 350. So you times that by 8. That's a lot of money, but you gonna need it, or you gonna have a hot ass house. That's just what it is. Okay, we're moving along. The houses are empty, y'all. There's nothing. There's nothing. So understand that. All right. So next, water. When you are renting a house and you go to the inspection, check the water. Walk around that house and check the water pressure everywhere. The sinks, the way the toilets flush, the showers, the bathtub. How long is it going to take you to fill that bathtub? Check the pressure, because the last thing you want is to move into a rental and the pressure is just terrible. And here's the thing, maybe you can have someone come out and fix the pressure for you, but who wants to pay money for a place that you don't own? Or maybe they can't fix it and now you stuck with this terrible water pressure. Don't do it to yourself. Check the pressure. Also check the water quality. Is it running clear or is it running brown? Okay. I was in this house. It was an immaculate house, but the water was terrible and it was always brown. And I got out of that house so quick. Luckily, it was a short-term rental. It was not a lease. But you got to watch for that, okay? Make sure the water quality is good, okay? Next, number 3, electricity. And we've talked about this before, but like I said, I'm going to talk about a lot of things over and over and over because I want to get it ingrained in your head. Ask the band. When you are renting these houses, ask the band. Excuse me, Mr. Agent. Can you tell me what band the electricity is in this area? Okay. And then after he tells you, Verify. Make sure that for sure that's the band he's telling you. And remember, we want band A and band B. Okay, we don't want C, D, or E. Maybe you have solar and a 15-hour converter, so it doesn't matter where you live. But it's inverter, y'all. My brain doesn't want to accept it, but it's inverter. I would suggest band A or B, okay? So you're getting a decent amount of lights from NEPA, okay, the light bringer. All right, what's next? Oh yeah, electricity. Check your outlets. Check your light switches. I can't tell you how many people move into the house and then like half of the outlets ain't working. Okay, or some of the light switches are like flickering. 1 minute the light's working, the next minute the light's not working. Check those things, okay? Because then again, you'll be paying for it out of your own money when you move in and find out later. Because I'm gonna tell you, when you pay for that year's rent and the owner gets that money, you just have sometimes these owners that once they receive cash, you can't get a hold of them no more. They're gone. They're like ghosts. You don't see them no more. So anything that he's done in the house, you're gonna be paying for, unless you get lucky and you get an owner that's very attentive. I have an owner; she's very attentive. I mean, call her same day she's on it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, that's rare. I lucked up on her. So you make sure things are right before you pay to move into that bad baby. All right. Okay. Next, the environment. What do I mean when I say the environment? Well, make sure it's where you want to live. Okay. Do you see families? Do you see couples? Or do you see youngins who are noisy and like to party? Like, what do you see? Okay, who are you? Where do you like to live? Maybe it's too quiet. Maybe you realize that you're the only one who's moved into this estate. And you don't know if you want to be living out there by yourself. Check the surroundings, check your environment, see what's going on. Don't make the mistake. Listen, I got a short-term rental in this beautiful estate, pool, gym, everything. It was wonderful, except the fact that almost everybody in that estate was under the age of 25. So it was loud, it was noisy, it was parties all day, it was cars in and out all day. Okay. It was wild. I didn't sleep many nights because it was like the party was in my room. So check the environment. Okay. All right. And finally, last but not least, but the biggest thing of all, okay? Landlord, Lord of the land. Okay. Listen, y'all, when you have an agent, make sure that if you find a house that you like, that he gets you the contact information from whoever of who the owner is. Okay. And if you find that your agent is just like not getting you in contact with the owner, when you go to that inspection to see that house, whoever is opening up that door, he knows the owner. Get that information for him. Let him know, yeah, I like it. I probably do want it, but I'm not signing or paying until I speak with the owner. Listen, he's going to get that owner to you so fast. And then I need you to reassess your agent, because why can't he get the information himself? You shouldn't have to even ask the other agent. He should be asking, or she should be asking, not you. Okay. But yes, make sure you speak with the owner of the property before you pay. And I've said this before and I say it again, okay? Because if you don't, then you might be paying Casper the Friendly Ghost. And then you'll never be moving into that place. And now you'll be looking for another place, about to pay all over again. So make sure you speak to the landlord, all right? All right. So let's sum it up, y'all. Okay, so you're leasing in Nigeria. What do we want to do? Do you remember? No, it's empty. Everything you got to get yourself. Everything you got to get yourself. Okay, what's next? Water. The pressure, the quality. Check it. Okay. All right. Test them lights. Test them light switches. Make sure they all work. Okay. I can't tell you how many times the wiring is faulty. Check it. All right. Okay. The environment. Is this a place you really want to live? Does the environment match you and your style? Okay. Make sure. All right. Check the roads, y'all. Make sure the roads are accessible to the house. Check the different routes within the area, because I'm going to tell you now, if they're not good, no one's going to want to come and see you. you ain't going to be able to get an Uber. And let me tell you something about Ubers. Even if you have your own car, okay, if you have a nice car, if you love your car, you will take Uber sometimes, because there are just some places in Nigeria where you're just not going to take your car, that you're going to let the Uber guy take his car, but you're not going to take yours. So you will use it. So make sure you live in a place where they're willing to come to you. Because I'm going to tell you, I live somewhere where when I first moved here, the roads were okay. And then rainy season came and the rain took the roads with it. And I can hardly ever get Uber to come to pick me up. Okay? Don't be like me. Okay? I didn't know the roads was going to wash away with rainy season, but I know now. Okay? And what else? Always make sure you talk to that landlord before you pay that money. All right? That's about it. That's all. And I mean, understand too, when you rent, I would hope that you're renting because you're building a house or waiting to save up to buy a house, because this is the thing. We just talked about the fact that you had to buy everything in that house, right? So understand, like, all those AC units that you buy, you have to pay someone to go and put it up in all the rooms up on the wall. They got to bolt that thing up there. The stove, the refrigerator, the stove, like all these things that you are buying are yours. So if you lease, when you move, you got to take all this stuff down and take it with you. So when you lease, most people are leasing for at least 2 years or longer, because who wants to take all that stuff down and put it in another house, right? So my suggestion is build a house, for one, because it's a lot cheaper to build than to buy. It used to be cheap to buy, but now they out here asking for $300 million or 300 million naira for a house that 2 years ago was like 65 million naira. Same house, different price. I don't understand it. So I suggest build a house. Probably take you a year or two to build it, and lease for those 2 years while you're building it, so that when you move out, okay, you're moving into a house where you won't have to move again. All that stuff that you had to buy, okay? And that's how it works here in Nigeria, all right? Okay. So that's it, y'all. I'm Iffy. This is Real Talk with Iffy, and continue to tune in if you don't want to get played. I'm here to help you. All right, guys. Bye.